What's going on, everybody? Jonathan Rahina here. Welcome back to the Passion Built YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install an aftermarket seat cover on your factory dirt bike seat. The process is pretty straightforward. Dirt bike seats are very easy to recover because they're one general shape. They're long and they don't have a bunch of curves and angles that you have to pull and stretch with. And usually when you buy a nicer seat, not one of the universal fitment ones, they're usually pretty straightforward for installs and you don't need anything like a heat gun. However, I do have a blow dryer over there just in case we do need to use a little bit of heat to stretch it out. We'll figure that out along the way. But the general tools that you're going to need are right here: a screwdriver to pry out the old staples that are in the seat, a staple gun, and some staples. Now, I like to use the 8mm staples. These are on the shorter side because you do not want to use longer staples. The undersides of these seats are very thin, so if you use a longer staple, the staple runs the risk of poking through and actually stabbing the nice fresh seat cover that you are installing, and you don't want to do that. It'll ruin your day. Ask me how I know. But yeah, so today we're going to be installing the factory Effex TC4 traction control seat cover. This seat cover is beautiful, and honestly I have been hoarding it for so long that I think it is now discontinued. So if you do want to run the same seat cover that I'm installing on this video, I don't know if it's readily available. You might be able to find it online, but this seat cover, they have similar styles for the Kawasaki's, the Suzuki's, the KTM's, etc. So like I said, if you're buying one of the ones that are nice form fitted for your specific bike and model, it's a pretty straightforward process. It makes your bike, it's a huge difference on your bike. Right now I'm going through the process of refreshing my bike, and that seat cover on it is going to look absolutely amazing. I recently went through and did my son's JR50, and we installed the Enjoy seat cover with nice little grips on it, and the bike just looks phenomenal. So right now we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. I'm gonna get you guys mounted up on the overhead camera so you guys can get a clear view of what we're working with. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get today's video started. Alrighty, so now that we got the angle changed up for you guys so you guys get a full overhead view of what we're working with, let's get the seat cover flipped over and you can see what we're going to be doing here. So starting out, we're going to be removing all of these old staples all around the entire seat cover. Once those old staples have been removed, this whole seat skin right here will just peel right off, and then we can start installing the new seat cover. Now, a heads up is if you have some old rusty staples, kind of like these ones right here, not too sure how well you could see that, but if you do have old rusty staples, when you are prying them out, sometimes those tend to break and snap. If they do, no big deal. Just grab yourself a set of pliers and just rip out the remainder of the staple from the seat cover so you have a clean working surface. And yeah, other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Like I said, we're just going to be removing all these old staples. I'm going to go ahead and set you guys up on a time lapse so you guys see what we're working with here. So if you are doing the same process at home, just follow along and start plucking some staples. Let's get to it. Alrighty, so now you guys can see we have all of the old staples removed from the underside of the seat, and now it's time to go ahead and remove this old seat cover. Old seat cover removed. No longer need this. Now we have our working surface. And as you can see, this seat right here, the foam on it is still really good condition. If you had an old seat cover that was on here that had any rips or tears, sometimes over time the actual integrity of the foam will be distorted, might be just grooved out. And with that being said, you might want to do a little bit of foam repair before actually installing the new seat cover. A trick I've learned in the past, how I fixed seats with chunks of foam missing, I used a little bit of expanding foam and I would spray it all up in the crevice of the missing foam, and then after it hardened I would go through with a blade, trim it down to make it almost flat, and then take a little sander and sand over it, and you literally, once you put the new seat cover on, you will never notice that. But this foam is in really good condition. We don't have to do any of that. So now we can go ahead and start with the process of installing the new seat cover. New seat cover. This is going to be the back side of it. This is the front. And as you can see, when you actually flip this seat cover and open it up, it has a nice little pocket right here where the nose of the seat will just go and lock into it. And then it has another pocket back here which the back of the seat will go into. So those will be our starting points. Like I mentioned before, if you buy a nice high quality seat cover, you will have pockets like that, and that's what makes installing seat covers like this so much easier and so much nicer. Usually when you get a universal fit seat cover, they won't have those. It'll just be a flat piece of material, and then you'll have to go and kind of just pull, stretch, staple, pull, stretch, staple, heat it up, pull, stretch, repeat that process until you can actually get the full seat cover installed. But for right now, we'll go ahead and we will get the nose of this on the front, and we'll get the back side of it pulled over like so. And now we have our baseline for where we're going to be starting. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of play in this, but you have your seat cover fully stretched to where you're going to be working with. So now on the underside, you'll go and you'll start pulling the seat cover up and over, and then start applying your staples to it. What I usually recommend is make sure that you have your nose and your tail fully locked in place, and once you have those in place to where you know that they're going to be comfortable at, you could start locking it in. What I like to do is make sure that this little center section right here with these humps are fully centered out, and then go through, stretch it out, make sure that you're good on both sides, you're happy with where the logos are sitting, and then like I said, you can go ahead and start flipping your seat over. I put on 1 or 2 staples here, 1 or 2 staples on this end, and then I'll start going and pulling over and doing that process. So right now I'm going to set you guys up on a time lapse, and you guys are going to see me go ahead and get this thing fully stapled down. And yeah, but real quick before we get started, take a look at this. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. This seat cover, it's gonna look so good once it's fully stapled down. So anyway, I'm gonna get you guys on the time lapse and let's get started. Alrighty, so as you guys can see, we have the seat cover fully stapled down, and she looks absolutely incredible. This is a beautiful seat cover, and it's going to be a very nice addition to my bike. One tip that I forgot to give you guys earlier is that if you guys are in the process of stapling the new seat cover down and you notice that you have a little slack somewhere, you can just go and remove those new staples that you stapled in and stretch it to where you need to, and then re-staple. That's something that, I mean, you guys saw, I had to do it myself. It does happen, but other than that though, I mean, this thing came out absolutely amazing. So I'm tired of waiting. I want to get this thing installed on the bike, so let's see how it looks when it's installed. Alrighty guys, look at it, just look at it. This seat cover, man, she looks so good. The TC4 was a great option for this bike. It honestly gives the bike a modern touch and an OEM plus feel. I'm very happy with the way this seat cover installed, the way it came out. The texturing on it feels absolutely amazing. Very stoked about this. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. If you guys enjoyed this video or learned something, please give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We just hit 7,000 subscribers on the channel, and I'm truly grateful for each and every single one of you. But anyway, guys, it's past midnight. I'm very tired, so I'm going to bed. Until the next time, I'll see you then. Peace.